espero que nadie se ofenda, pero hasta que no estás aquí dentro no sabes la grandeza de este equipo.
Só nós sentimos assim. Por muitos desgostos que possamos ter, valores mais altos se levantam. O valor mais alto que se levanta em termos futebolísticos chama-se Benfica.
Good evening. Welcome to episode 46 of the Cantinho Benfiquista podcast. Today we are joined by Oscar, Jay, and Bill. How are you guys?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, boys.
Welcome back, Bill.
Welcome.
Good to be back.
Kenny had to step away. He had a little migraine. Give him some time, but I have some messages to send on his behalf since he's not here. We'll get to those later. Today, cover another win, another clean sheet. It's getting good, right? We haven't had any misery for a little while. It feels good. 5-0 away to Paços de Ferreira, a game that theoretically should have been difficult. It was a little difficult until the red card. We gained 2 more points on the cliff divers, as Oscar would call them. So that's a positive. We'll talk about Darwin's emotion after the game. What do you guys think of it? What are your thoughts? The last topic, or one of the last topics of discussion was, is Kenny a believer yet? When I sent him the topics, I think he was a little hesitant to come on because he probably didn't want to agree that he is a believer now. So that might have been part of the reason why he didn't join us. But I have a message to relay on his behalf. Whether he agrees with it or not, it's another discussion. But and then I have a little question for the boys towards the end. They don't know what the question is. It'll be kind of ad hoc. Give me your thoughts, clean head. So we'll see how that goes. Starting on Saturday, we had back to a back three. I'm not sure how surprised you guys are. I can't show the highlights because YouTube keeps flagging them for copyright, and I have to end up cutting it out. So to avoid having to go snip it after the fact, we'll just talk through like we used to. So at the back, Verissimo Otamendi Vertonghen started. We had Diogo Gonçalves, Tarat, Weigl, Grimaldo, Waldschmidt, Rafa, and Seferovic, who was like Ronaldo and Messi combined in the last 3-4 weeks. I don't know what the hell's gotten into him, but I like it. Oscar, I'll start with you. Thoughts on the game, and my question to you is, Diogo Gonçalves got a goal. He's playing right back. He's not a natural right back. Given how he's been performing, and that Almeida is going to be back next season, we went and spent money on Gilberto. What do you do? Who's your starter? Do you move Diogo up? Do you move him up to the right wing? Do you keep him at right back because he's playing well? Do you keep him at wing back? What do you do?
All right. First of all, let's start in the game. Paços was going to be a tough game. It's just like we've talked in the chat. We've gotten a little luck with the red cards in the first half, especially against the hard games that we're supposed to have, right? Like Braga and Paços de Ferreira. So taking that away, Benfica has played great. Obviously better after the red cards. When it comes to Diogo Gonçalves, I think his position is a wing back, which is like playing with 3 backs. If we use Diogo Gonçalves as in the back 4, he has to defend a lot more. And same with Grimaldo. Grimaldo, even though we think he's a 4 back, he's really a wing back. His weakness is defending, and he's a lot better going forward. So the 3 defenders that we have now playing, I think that's the best system Jesus can play. We have 3 solid CBs, and with the Diogo Gonçalves and Grimaldo being wing backs, I think is when Benfica, that's all the chances they're creating, is basically all of these guys. So Benfica right now, I think they found their form. That we were waiting for the forward to come through. We thought it was going to be Darwin, but ended up being Seth. Seth is playing unbelievable football this last, at least the last half of the season so far. Like, this last 5-6 games, he's been unbelievable. So like, I don't know. We found the midfield. Weigl and Tarap seem to be our best two midfielders, right? I love to see a little bit of Pizzi in the game, but the only person I would take out right now to put Pizzi in, maybe Luka, and maybe. And even though Lucas is hustling, he's playing well. He just missed a sitter that I don't forgive.
I was going to say, how much does it pain you to say that midfield looks good without Pizzi?
I never liked Pizzi in the midfield.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like, how much does it pain you to see him out of the squad?
No, it pains me to see him out of the squad. I never liked him in the midfield. He was never a number 8. He was never a number 6. Like, that's why Jesus was using him.
I never thought those two in the midfield would work.
No, I mean, I thought
it's been paying off lately.
I thought Gabriel eventually would come out of his shell and be the starter in the midfield with Weigl, maybe. I never thought that Opt would step in, but man, he stepped up and he's playing well. So let the guy play.
I agree.
And like, to go to the Diogo Gonçalves point, I don't see Andre Almeida getting his spot back next year.
Unless we go to 4 back. If we don't go to 4 back, you can't.
Right. So like, the whole Jesus thing when he came back was the 3-4-3 that he was playing there, right, in Brazil, and he's implemented it now, right? And I don't see him going back to that 4-4-2. I don't see it. I think he sticks with the 3 in the back.
I think to be honest with you, I think he'll switch it back and forth. Just like
I agree.
It was the last game against Marítimo, we played a 4 back. And he had Vertonghen available. So I think he goes back and forth. And it depends what game he plays. Maybe Diogo Gonçalves is a wing back, and maybe Andre Almeida plays the right back. I think it all depends on the game and the formation of the plan he sets up for the week.
Yeah, I agree. Milton already coming in hot.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't like Pizzi, but he also celebrated 70 goals that he scored in the last 2 seasons.
9 minutes into the podcast, Pizzi não é nem 6, 8, 10. Ele é 0. Coming in hot already.
Yeah, I'll bet that he celebrate the goals he scored.
We got all these W's without Pizzi playing.
João Miguel says, Mikey says, Andre Almeida should transition to left back if Grimaldo leaves. I think that's a terrible idea. What do you guys think?
No.
Nope.
I agree.
If Grimaldo leaves, go get another one.
No, we need another one no matter what. We think Tavares is going to step in?
Yeah.
I like Tavares.
I have a question for you about that just came to my head. Bill, jump to you. I guess anything else that you'd like to add to Oscar's thoughts in terms of the game? And my question to you is, Vinny is coming back. Apparently, Spuds aren't going to take the option to buy, which doesn't surprise me. Seeing how Seth is playing, how he is today, knowing that Darwin is very likely a long-term project, and AKA 2-3 year plan, unless someone comes in with a stupid amount of money this summer, which I'd be very surprised. What do you do next year if like Seth, looking at his numbers in the last 2, 4, 6, 8 games, he's got 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9 goals and 3 assists. Like, it's ridiculous stats.
My thing when it comes to Seth is he's hot and cold. Like, last season he had 2 seasons ago he had an unbelievable season, best scorer in the league, right? Yeah. And then he went cold for like half a season. He couldn't score a goal. He couldn't find a goal. So like we can't rely on Seth for the whole season to be our number 1.
Yeah, but we're not. Jesus also isn't going to carry 4 out and out strikers, right? He's not going to have Luka, Seth, Darwin, and Vinicius all on the roster,
and Gonçalo Ramos.
But
I think Vinicius ends up either they try to sell him off, or again he goes out on loan with the option to buy at the end of the season. I personally never liked him. Yes, he scored goals. Some of them were the luckiest goals in the freaking world, but I don't see him gaining a spot in this squad, especially after the season Steph's having right now.
Do you guys agree with that?
I don't.
I like Vinny. I
know you did.
that. I have always liked Vinny because he just scores goals. The thing, I think that they probably take them all in the preseason, and then Jesus has to figure out. JJ needs to figure out which one he's going to keep. I do agree that he probably only keeps 3. I think Darwin. I think it definitely comes down to Seth and Vinny. Either we sell Seth with the season that he's having, and we would go with Vinny, or like Bill said, loan Vinny out, and hopefully someone gets his clause, buys him out.
I think Vinny comes. I don't know how much he likes Vinny because he loaned him out, right? So I don't know if there's a backstory to that. But Vinny had a better season than Seth did last year. So for to loan out Vinny instead of Seth, it says a lot.
He was our top goal scorer last year.
I know he had a better season than Seth.
Yeah.
And he got. So I don't know. I mean, personally, I like Vinny to stay, right? Because I think even though they're lucky goals, he scores goals. He's a goal scorer, right? So I don't care if he scores with his leg, his shin, his fucking elbow. I don't give a shit as long as it's goal, right? Jardel used to score the luckiest goals in the world, and he was our top striker that ever passed through Portugal, right? So like I like Vinny to stay. I'm not surprised. Like, would you guys be surprised if Darwin doesn't score goals if he gets loaned out?
To gain experience. If they loan him for such a big price tag, I'd be very surprised if they loaned him.
But it
would help
a bigger team that can get him confidence. Like not a bigger team, but I can say a Valencia type of team.
I think it would help, but I think that for such a large price tag, I think that would show like that Benfica failed on it. And 2, you don't have, unless they worked something into the contract like they did with Jetson that says if he doesn't start, you have to pay us an extra penalty.
Right.
But how many teams are actually going to commit to that, right? Like if he's not in good form, but you have to start him or you have to pay, like especially given pandemic and the loss of funds that these clubs are suffering. I'm surprised Galatasaray did it, let alone anyone else.
Right.
But
Jetson's playing over there, so
yeah, they said they're sending him back.
He's getting a lot of minutes.
Mikey says, why wouldn't you keep Vinny when he was the top scorer in the league? You could make the same argument for Seth. He's on route to be the top scorer of the league this year.
No, the only
and he was at one point.
No, the only thing about Seth is like he had like we just talked about when João Felix was there, he had the best season in Benfica, the most goals he scored ever. And then the season right after, he was a dull. He couldn't score. He couldn't find the net no matter how hard he tried. So like he's not a convincing striker. He can be on a hot streak right now, but then he can go cold for 10 games and not score a goal. Like he's not a consistent striker. So to me, I wouldn't rely on Seth to be our top striker for the season. I wouldn't because of his track record.
Brandon says Seth scores 1 goal for every 10 misses. Normally he does. He has been very efficient.
The last 3-4 games, but most of the games were against 10 guys, so more space.
But given the way he's playing, right, and if he rides this out to the end of the season, do you basically hope that his value goes up and pull the plug?
That's what I was saying, basically. To me, at the end of the day, I don't think you got to sell Darwin because of the price tag, and I think you got to.
No, you don't sell. No, don't sell.
No, well, whatever. You're not going to get rid of or loan him out. I don't think you got to loan him out regardless. And I think you're going to have to push Gonçalo Ramos because like he's already starting to score a few goals in the B team. The kid's going to need to get a shot up to the A team. So to me, it comes down to Seth or Vinny. Depending if we get really good money off of Seth, then let him go. He's spent a few seasons here. Let Vinny take over because we've seen what Vinny can do, and I think Vinny can kind of flourish with JJ as his coach, probably because Vinny always seemed to be at the right place at the right time every single time. Even though I know you didn't like how he played or how he touches the ball and this and that, the dude scored goals every time. It always happened. But to me, it comes down to those two. I would prefer to keep them both, but like you said, we have so many forwards. You got to get one of them's got to go.
I feel like Seth reminds me of Mitroglou. He's like a more stationary a striker, like a striker that can. He's a big boy, yeah. And Vinny is more Vinny's like a guy can move around him, like almost like if you were to compare. I would never compare him to a Jonas, but he's more like a Jonas that is more technical and he moves around the big striker. So we need a guy that's physically in the box as a striker.
You need options.
right? So I wouldn't see Vinny or Seth going. I think we need both of them. I see Gonçalo Ramos being loaned out just to gain experience.
It's going to bring heat. I agree with you.
I wouldn't mind that either. But if he does get loaned out, he can't be one of these loan outs that he just sits on the. He's got to play. I would loan him out probably to a first division team in the Premier, like in the first league in the Portuguese league.
Yeah, that could be an option.
To a team. And like maybe
don't forget we got Rodrigo Pinho coming too.
Yeah, but switch him to Merito and make Merito make him play Gonçalo Ramos to keep him for a year.
Didn't they want to do that in January? Right, that was the rumor. They were trying to.
That was the rumor.
That swap in January.
If they do something like that, I'm okay with Gonçalo Ramos leaving as long as he comes back to us. Because I think the kid has something there.
Yeah, well. I think he needs to play at least.
Yeah.
See, like that even adds a Rodrigo Pinho coming. That's another forward. Like it's just you keep adding something. Like someone's got to go.
I'll be honest. I haven't seen much of Pinho and Marítimo. I really don't follow Marítimo that much to see him play. I don't know if he's a mobile striker, if he's a stationary striker. I am not sure. So I don't know who he compares mostly to in the Benfica squad right now. I don't know do you guys know? Like, is he more of a mobile or a stationary striker? I
would compare him to Seth from the games that I've seen. Yeah. Even against the top clubs, and I've seen a game here and there. He's a guy that can drop in. He holds the ball well. He can play that ball into space. He can get in behind. I would say the difference is that I believe he's a better finisher than Seth, or at least more consistent. But again, I don't watch Marítimo every week either. So, but he has scored. He scores regularly against the top 5-6 teams, which I think says something.
So did Paulinho, but now he doesn't score.
That's true. Again, so that's the thing, right? You never know, right? He can come to Benfica and be a complete dud, right? Different dynamic, much more pressure, right? You don't score in a couple games, there's going to be pressure on you. Whereas if you don't score in a couple games at Marítimo, no one's really going to think anything of it. So, did you guys think the red card was a red card?
Of course. No, there's no. I mean, once the ref gave a yellow, right? It's too early in the game to give a red card. The VAR, absolutely could not do anything else. He cannot do anything else. Vigo's actually lucky he didn't break his leg. To be honest with you, the way the leg twisted, he could have easily tore his his meniscus, whatever the freak it is in the knee, or broke his leg. It was easy snap right there because of the way he had his foot position.
Do you guys think now on the other side of it? Do you agree with what JJ said? I don't know if you guys heard it, but basically in the flash interview, he basically said that if he was Paços de Ferreira's president, he would fine him because he did that on purpose and blah blah blah.
I don't think it was on purpose.
The press conference, he said, I'm not going to say that it was on purpose, but he knew what he was doing. I was a player for many years, and blah blah blah. Do you guys agree with that?
The way he went in, like you understand when you're going in like that, like studs up that high up. Like
he was way high.
It's not like you're catching him at the ankle. Like he was catching him in the middle of the shin. Like that's not like a tackle that it was just mistimed. Like he went in like knowing very well he was just going to catch him and it was going to be a tough tackle. Like it wasn't. I don't think he had any intention of trying to play the ball from the way he went in. Like he went in very high.
I mean, I think he bumped into somebody, and then he swung his foot around, and he came into his knee. But I think it was a little bit of a bump game right going on before he actually got to his knee. So I don't know if it was intentional. I wouldn't take it that far.
So I have a question. Does the league look at these type of reviews? Do they give like longer suspensions? Like I mean, I just don't know, to be honest. That's what I was asking.
They know, Manny. Billy knows shady tackles when he sees one. This is very true.
Yeah.
Bill is like the George Costa of the 2000s.
Are you kidding me? Kenny was too. You talking?
That's true. Yeah. Kenny in California.
Kenny went cleats up on both cleats up.
Bill cleat the guy right in the knee, like all ball.
Yeah, ref. You fucking killing me, ref. This is bullshit.
All ball.
We'll be marching away pissed off, and then we'd have to walk after him. Bill, relax. No, it's fucking bullshit.
Let's be serious, bro. You knew what you did that day.
Yeah, exactly.
Portuguese refs.
Yes, they review it, but do you have any faith in the review system in Portugal, given Pedinha has 6 yellow cards and he hasn't served the suspension?
I mean, no.
Yeah, how's that possible? Shouldn't this 6-1 be his 5th since the other one is under review?
It's in suspension, so basically they take it to like the court of sport, right? And
right, but this one should cover that. Should cover that one, the 5th. Why is he still playing?
I think all of them are
suspended. So what happened was they didn't take the card away. They suspended the suspension. So they haven't made a decision on the suspension because the ref after the game came out and said that he made a mistake and it shouldn't have been a yellow card. So they've suspended the suspension, but they didn't take the yellow card away. So he still had 5. Now he has 6, and he won't get suspended until A, they unsuspend the suspension, or he gets 9 yellow cards, which is the next threshold. But again, do you have any faith in the Portuguese review system?
He'll get to 9. He'll get to 9.
How many refs have come out and say they messed up on a yellow card or a call?
That's another interesting one.
Right? So, like, nobody ever comes back, oh, let's suspend the penalty kick because the ref said he was a mistake, right? So that doesn't happen. So now the only reason he suspended the suspension is because he played against Benfica. If he didn't play against Benfica that game, if he didn't come in, the suspension would never be suspended.
Oh, 100%. He would have served it already.
Yeah, of course.
100%.
Did the ref get in trouble?
No. Of course not.
That's awesome.
He's surprised.
What kind of question is that?
Yeah, seriously.
Hey guys, there's no stupid questions. Come on.
Okay, thoughts? Anything that you want to add? I know that you kind of are in and out and didn't get a chance to sit down and watch the game. Any thoughts on what you saw? And you had made a comment in the chat to me about Taarabt. And this is open to everyone's opinion after the fact as well. But I think we gave him a lot of shit for a long time. And I think we can equally all come out and agree that he has made significant strides in the last 5-6 games. I think he's looked far better. We haven't talked about him much, but I think tells the tale of, before he was constantly in our mouth because he, out of 3 passes, 2 of them were, terrible decisions. So anything you want to add to the game, and what are your thoughts on Taarabt's, evolution? Is there credit here to him? Is it credit to JJ? Less games, more practice?
I mean, as far as the game, I think you guys pretty much touched base on it. The red card helped in the beginning, obviously, and then Seth balled out, Taarabt balled out. We kind of laid it into passes. I mean, there's not much to tell about the game besides we outplayed them and we played well. As far as Taarabt, I mean, he's been playing. He's been our workhorse. I mean, if you look, pretty much he does everything. You can never, even when the games that he played bad, you could always see that he was trying.
He does work hard.
Sometimes you think that he was risking a pass and he was trying too hard, or he was something in his head wasn't clicking. And I don't know if it was lack of practice or he didn't understand JJ's thoughts, or I just don't know. But all I know is the last 2 months, dude's been unbelievable in that 8 spot. I haven't really said much about him because he's been basically keeping my mouth shut. I have
all of us.
Yeah, I mean, he had some unbelievable balls this past game as well.
That second goal to Seth?
That ball to Seth.
That was that was a beautiful ball. And I just think that he's finally understanding what JJ wants and how that position should be playing, and he's making the right decisions overall. And I have nothing bad to say about Taarabt. I mean, I can't. Go ahead.
Let's hear it.
My only 2 things I told you guys in this chat is that Taarabt can have an unbelievable game, and that's maybe why his stats are so bad. His stats bad meaning 2 assists and 0 goals in this whole season so far is because he doesn't shoot. I understand. Does he not know how to shoot? How many times do you see him in front of the freaking top of the box and not shoot? He just pass it all to the freaking corner. Pisses me off. Maybe he'll fix that, because if he doesn't, then they'll keep pissing me off, even though if he has a good game or not.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think we've agreed that on the chat. He definitely needs to have more of a killer instinct when it comes to in and around the box to make a decision. But I don't know if.
But I think he's taking steps towards it though. I feel like he was messing up on the passing, and now he figured that out, and now maybe that's his next step to.
He's 31, right?
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying, I think that's probably his next step into the Benfica, into the team, just let loose more and just let it rip sometimes instead of giving the ball up each time. Maybe he just like, let me rip it here. It's just about confidence, and I think he's starting to gain it. And I think he'll eventually, because like that guy likes to shoot. I've seen him. Like you could tell he wants to score goals too, but like he hasn't really done it. That's my.
I think his initial instinct though is to pass. I think he's more of a creator than he is a finisher.
He's passes a wide when he's in front of the 18 man, like legit outside the line. He could easily. It's almost like a PK, pushed back. And he doesn't shoot. He passes a wide or tries to put the through pass to the box. I'm like, I
agree. There's times you should shoot.
Bill, you just need to have a conversation with him and tell him.
Oh boy,
dude, Bill shoots from right back.
Shooting from midfield.
Hey! You can't score unless you shoot, right?
Exactly. I know.
That's not true. O Bill, caralho, se apanha bocado de espaço é uma bola de qualquer lado.
No matter where he is on the field, especially 6-on-6, the guy shoots from the goal.
He does.
I have the Seth mentality. I gotta miss like 3 or 4 to score one.
Bill doesn't ask for
one. Caralho.
He doesn't ask for invitations. If Bill's got space, he's gonna shoot. He doesn't care.
Hey, fuck it, let her rip.
Invite it up to the next Cantinho and have Bill talk to him.
No, but I mean, come on, guys. Like Tarab has been playing good. Like,
yes.
I don't.
Him and Weigl have been controlling that midfield. That's a given. I just wish they had more of a killer in both. Weigl does his job. I'm not gonna take another comment from his game. He's been consistent. He's like he reminds me of Busquets. He's our Busquets in Benfica. He's quiet, but he does his job in that midfield like no other. You know that he's playing out of his mind, right? And then Tarabt is the guy that is box to box. That's our box to box guy. He needs to have more of a attacking mentality when it comes to finishing. He needs to have like, okay, I'm next on top of the 18. I can shoot this ball and score, but he doesn't.
Yeah. Who would you guys say is your man of the match?
Is that a question?
I mean,
maybe you might have a different opinion.
Seth, no doubt.
Yeah, if you just looking at the stats, you got to go with Seth, right? 2 goals and assists, right?
What if you're not looking at the stats, Bill? What are you thinking over there?
I continue to go back to Weigl. For me, him in that midfield it completely changed Benfica. Once he finally found his feet in that spot, that's when Benfica kind of started changing, and that's when the season kind of started turning around a bit. Him in that midfield, like his decision making, his aggressiveness to win the ball back, like it doesn't show up on man of the matches normally. Like you don't get too many for doing that kind of stuff, but just hit the performances he's putting in, like every game is unbelievable so far.
Yeah, I mean, I would say one thing. I know Oscar. I was last week's podcast. You guys have said that Rafa has been the most consistent, and I don't disagree with that. But I think Weigel's probably been the most consistent overall for me. Rafa's definitely it's like 1A, 1B, but I don't know. Weigel's been the beast in that midfield. Every game ever since like probably October or November, he's just been unreal. So I mean,
this is the thing. We think of it our starting 11, right? You think of a player. Shit. I mean, if he gets a red card, it's okay. We can fill him in with this player. Like the only player on that team that we have that we can't do that with is Weigl.
Yeah.
It legit is Weigl. Like we don't have another Weigl that can step in and play.
Dude, that dude's gone. We are so screwed. Like I don't even know who to put in there besides next to him.
Once you take out if Rafa say he gets hurt or he has a red or whatnot, we have Luca, we have Pizzi, we have Servi. Anybody like Everton, those guys can step in. Even not as good or for the game plan, but they can step in for the Rafa, right? When you take out Weigl, you have Gabriel. And then Samaris maybe, and Samaris is hurt.
Samaris done.
So who do you put in there for Weigl?
You got to get somebody on the B team, which is probably not what you want.
that reminds me back in the day when we used to have Aymar, and Aymar we used to get a red card and be like, "Fuck, we're fucked for the next game." Like that's the mentality I'm thinking right now with Weigl playing.
Yep, and it's crazy to think in January or right before January. Everyone was talking about maybe potentially moving him to kind of bring funds in to be able to go get someone else.
William Carvalho, remember we were talking about that?
Yeah.
And right now, I would not get him. I would not switch him.
I wouldn't move Weigl for anyone right now. Well, I'm not gonna say anyone, but
I was just gonna say,
anyone
could
with
you
a
guys,
reason.
if somebody had told you that he would have been this influential 8-10 months ago, could you have seen it? Knowing his past as well, could you have seen it? But given the way he started,
Well, his past like Benfica or his past even
his
at Dortmund?
past like as a career at Dortmund and the international.
I always
stage.
thought that. I mean, I always thought the potential was there for the kid, but I just thought that he had a rough start at Benfica just like from the get go. And then, I mean, like I said, I don't know if JJ got into his head and JJ like explained the way he wanted things to be played, and it clicked. But like I said, since October or November, that dude's been unreal. I'm really happy he has panned out.
Aren't we all? All right. So, anything else that you guys want to add on the game? If not, we'll move on to the next topic, which is Darwin got back on the score sheet. It's been a while. He's had a rough phase adapting. He started well. He went to a lull. He's gotten a lot of criticism. He's a player, young player, big price tag over his head. We know the story. He got emotional after that goal. On the sideline with Seth hugging, you could tell he was crying. Kenny and I and Oscar were chatting about it. And Kenny was of the opinion, and I share most of the opinion, that for Kenny, he said that, let me just scroll up so I make sure that I don't misquote him here. He said, Darwin twice already this season has shown emotion. To me, that means something. He's looking to see that, he cares. Basically, players like that I have compassion for. Players like RDT could care less. That guy, same type of situation. He never gave a shit. What do you guys think about that show of emotion? I know that there's been conversations within the Portuguese WhatsApp chat on the Portuguese podcast that some people say they think the fact that he wears his emotions on his sleeve could potentially impact him being a true success on the professional stage. Jay, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on that? Do you like it? Do you think it's concerning?
I love it. I love the passion. I love when players bring passion to the game, and you could tell that he's probably heard all the noise. He's probably read the papers. He's probably read the commentaries on the TV channels, and like, to be honest, not playing in front of fans, especially not playing at the Stade Luz with like 65,000 people screaming, and sometimes on those bad days, those fans help you. And you could tell, like, when he scored that goal and the emotion came out, like, I was happy for the kid, and I'm hoping that just gives him an extra boost and pushes him even further, and he can continue scoring, because we really gonna need him eventually. And Seth's not going to keep scoring all these goals like he is now. So, and he's the backup, so we're going to need Darwin.
Bill, you agree?
Yeah.
Being a former long-time striker. Did you ever get emotional for Ashland High School?
And I agree with what Kenny how Kenny mentioned Ardite. Like, he had that, there was a look to him like he just didn't, like he was there to collect the paycheck. He didn't really like care too much about the game and the club he was playing for. So to see that emotion from especially a young player with a huge price tag on him, he's had a crazy season, right? Like, he started off hot, went ice cold, COVID. He had I remember seeing something, fans were threatening him on his social media. He had to close his accounts. Like, he's gone through like some crazy shit, and to see that emotion, to see like he does care about the club, he does care, like he is putting the effort in, and for it to come in a game, yeah, it was what, the fifth goal or the fourth goal, the fifth goal, I think it was the last one. Like, it didn't mean anything to the game, but to him, it meant the world. Like, it was nice to see. I love seeing that the all the other team, like his teammates, all went up to him. Otamendi, like, yep, gave him shit, old Porto player, but he was one of the people to grab him and kind of say something into his ear, kind of just, I'm sure he said something to lift him up. Like, it was good to see. It's good to see the squad like coming together like that. It's nice. I mean, it sucks that it's April and we're seeing that. We were hoping to see the squad kind of come together earlier in the season, but it's good to see.
And Oscar, I left you for last because I know you got some opinions on this. What are your thoughts on this?
I just asked Aggie Victoria and she goes, he's a pussy. There's no room for crying. There's no room in crying for soccer, right, Aggie Victoria? Yes. All right. This is my thing on Darwin. Do you think he was crying? Dude, he just came to the team. Do you think he was crying because he's, oh my God, this club, I bleed this club. I need to score for this club. And I haven't scored for this club. Dude, he's crying because his career is on the line. He's a price tag. And of course, every striker lives to score goals, to move on to a better career, right? To move on in their career. You know, Darwin and RDT to me is like one showed emotion because he's cocky, because he's a pussy, and the other one is cocky. All right.
Muito barulho.
No, it's
one where it got hard. He wasn't scoring goals, and he asked for it out. He asked to go back to Spain.
All right.
He didn't stick it through. He didn't fight.
Tell him, Bill. Tell him, Bill.
The goals. I won't back down on this. I love the RDT signing at the time.
Hold on, let him finish. Let him finish.
That it got to January, and he goes, "I'm done. I'm out. Get rid of me."
Hey, what else did Aggie tell you? What did Aggie tell you?
The Aggie said, "Shut up," so while I talk.
Good. While you talk, I'm going to bring this up here on the screen so people can see. Oscar's post this weekend.
I love that thing.
Oscar was having a conversation with Aggie Victoria this weekend.
She knows.
Keep talking.
So, what I am a true believer that Darwin had an emotional moment. He's young. He's 20 years old, or 21, right? 21 years old. He's in a drought of goals, right? He needs to score goals. And I think it's like we've seen other players like Seferovic when he wasn't scoring goals, he did the whole wiping of his body, you know, getting the silabang, I don't know, out of himself. So the bad luck, whatever it is. And we saw that with Mitroglou. We saw that with even Jonas when he went to a drought, right? But those players do it not because they love the team. You know, the kid just showed up. You think he's already a Benfiquista? No, he's not a Benfiquista. He's trying to score goals to better his career, like everybody else. We talk shit about Everton, like Kenny did. He was talking shit about Everton. Oh my God, he hasn't done anything. Yeah, but why are you defending Darwin for not doing shit? For like he's being a clown foot? Like that's what he had a tap in, but before that he legit couldn't control the ball. Like he still has no confidence in himself. And maybe this goal gives him a little bit of confidence, and I hope it does, because I'm a believer that he has a future in Benfica, maybe in Benfica. But I can't defend something I haven't seen. And you guys are defending because you think he cares. That's why you guys are defending him, because you think he cares, because he showed emotion.
Hey, listen, I will say this though. Even in the games that he played bad, I don't think that he wasn't trying. I always thought that he was over trying, and he was like, that's how he was making his mistakes. He was trying so hard that he was thinking too much, and he was just losing the ball. Like he had clown shoes. That's my opinion on even some of his bad games. But I always thought I don't know. I just think that he's never played at a big club like Benfica. He was in the second division in Spain, I believe, right? Almeida, whatever they came from.
Almeida,
yeah. And I just think that this is a big stage for him, and he's really trying. He's trying so hard that things went his way in the beginning. He thought it was going to be pretty easy. Then he hit a rough patch, and things weren't going his way. He got benched, and I don't know. It's good to see him score a goal and get some confidence.
Absolutely. Now, if Everton has a good game, is everybody going to be like, "Oh, I think he cares. I like him now because I think he cares"? Nobody here is a psychiatrist, so we don't know what people think.
Well, right? No shit.
Just I just saw something in him. What the fuck did you see in him other than a player on TV running around a soccer ball? It's a guy running after the soccer ball. He's trying to score a goal. I mean, I saw something like. I'm not a psychiatrist. I don't know what he thinks inside. Maybe he's cocky, and that's why he puts that front. I don't know. He just threw his shirt in the fucking ground and walked out of the field, and everybody came and defended him for not scoring goals.
What does the Aggie say?
Yeah,
the Aggie says this is Mr. Caralho, right here. Don't cry. We don't cry. We play. We score goals, right?
Hey, Nico cried. Jonas cried.
You know what she's waiting for?
Cried.
She's waiting for the Largato to die.
Shout out to Tortilla Thrilla on Twitch, checking us out. Appreciate watching.
Shit.
Subscribe. Oscar, I got a comment here from Jota. Jota, já é tarde aí, pá. Já são horas de dormir.
Oh boy, that's a tough question. Fuck
Think
me.
it's a coincidence that PC's out the
shit.
starting 11. Fala aí, Oscar.
Yeah, hey, Oscar, that's what I've been saying. Not only in the starting 11, sometimes he doesn't even play.
No. This is a situation we have been playing well. I get it, all right, and we don't touch a team that's been playing well, but we've played well with PZ in the lineup too, right? We had a winning streak with PZ starting in the beginning of the season. So when we all praise Benfica, we're going to be undefeated for the rest of the season because we just spent 100 million.
But that's also when you said that we were playing like shit and we were getting very lucky.
Know,
but now we're playing a lot better and we're winning games.
We're playing a lot better against 10 guys on the tough games. Is it not true?
But you always have an excuse for everything.
No, I'm not. Every single game I'm like, we'll see against Paços de Ferreira because it's a tough team. 22 minutes in, red card. We'll see against Braga because it's a tough team. 30 minutes in, red card. Right, so that's the 2 games I was waiting for Benfica to perform, and we played against 10 guys in the first half. I'm not saying they're not red cards; they were. So I'm not saying Benfica got helped. All right, so but it's just a coincidence that we're playing against 10 guys on a tough game. So if you think of against Braga, if we had 11 or get 11, it would have been a easier game as it was. I don't think it would have. Against Paços de Ferreira, they've been killing teams. Like they're in 4th or 5th place for a reason, right? I think 4th or 5th. Right, yeah. So they're having a good season. It wouldn't have been a 5-0 game if we had played 11 against 11. It could have been, but I don't think it would.
Their guy that got the red was probably their best player.
Correct. Yeah. So we have to, like, we had games with PZ but right now they're playing well. Let them. If they have a bad game, I'm pretty sure he's gonna change something around, put PZ in. But do I think PZ fits in this lineup? Do I think he fits in for Luka? Yes. I
can see him playing.
Okay, I think he fits in for Luka. Luka hasn't been shining like the other ones have, so I see something there. Okay. Even who starts who's our left back?
Luka takes better PKs than PZ.
He did have one good PK. I agree. That's a good PK. But PZ hasn't missed, so probably missed one.
Honestly, him and Bruno Fernandes do that little stupid.
Yeah. So when it comes, my answer to Jota is like, do I believe PZ has a spot in this team? Yes. The good results without PZ in it? Fuck. I don't have an answer. Red cards.
What does Vitória think?
A Vitória disse, o Benfica, quase com o Pizzi, era 6-0 todos os jogos.
A lot of people are going to think you have issues. You keep talking to that little bird.
Fucking looks at me every time I talk.
We got to get... So stupid. We got to get you and Hugo on the same one. He's got the Galo de Barcelos, you got Águia Vitória. Quero uma mistura, os dois. João Miguel and Milton here in the chat say, do you think Sporting found the edge of the cliff? We'll get there. Don't answer that yet. We'll talk in that next topic.
Oh, boy.
Oscar's ready to catch him.
Joe Miguel said, against Braga, we were dominating them. Paços, we had the game in control. So to make the excuse of playing 10 men is just another excuse to not appreciate them playing very well. And Jota says, Pizzi failed 2 PKs in the same game.
Which game was that?
It was last season. I don't think it was this season. Last season. He missed, and then it was a retake, if I'm not mistaken, and he missed the retake.
Oh, it was a game. I know what you're talking about.
It was a game at home.
Yeah, I remember that game.
It was a game at home. I can't remember.
I remember that game. But like, listen, I don't think there's one. Bruno Fernandes already missed Manchester United. Ronaldo missed in the Euro Cup against Hungary or Austria, whatever the last.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going to score every single PK.
But look at his percentage on PKs. It's unreal, and I don't even like the way he takes PKs. But he scores them. Jonas used to take our PKs and used to miss a few PKs a season, and he's still our best PK taker. Cardozo, look at Cardozo, our best PK taker. How many goals did he miss on PKs?
Fair. Jota says it was against Moreirense last season.
Yeah, I remember that game. I think we ended up tying that game because of those PK misses.
Yeah. The second to last topic here, which we'll go back to João Miguel says Simão was the best penalty kick taker.
He also missed a few PKs in Benfica, so hey.
So back to Milton and João Miguel's comments here. Does Oscar think Sporting found the edge of the cliff? Milton says, Oscar, do you think this is Sporting Cliff. Caralho, mas que inglês é esse? I'm kind of feeling like, do you guys feel left out? Like everyone asks Oscar's questions. They don't ask us questions. What the fuck? What's going on here? Yeah, seriously. Oscar's got a huge fan base. What's going on? We have to start posting pictures on Instagram with birds on our shoulders.
Hold on.
Billy's got Águia Vitória's sister. Here we go.
Oh, shit, that's a big boy too.
Essa do campeão.
There we go.
That's a fucking big boy.
Oscar skip Billis, and we're just the second guys.
Yeah. Do you think? So the topic was: is Kenny a believer yet? I'm going to answer for Kenny, and Kenny doesn't want to admit that he's a believer because he doesn't want to set himself up and set the expectations high and then be disappointed. So I believe that Kenny is a believer now.
No, he's not.
Sporting dropped 2 points. They are 6 points ahead of Porto. They are 9 points ahead of Benfica. They still go to Braga. They still go to Benfica. They have a tough game next week against Farense, away, relegation battle. Oscar, I'll start with you since your fans are asking. They've got to give the fans what they want, right?
Listen,
Oscar,
I've been calling for the cliff from day 5 of game 5.
After Christmas.
After Christmas, I already lost the dinner because it wasn't after Christmas. But it was Jesus uses the pandemic as Benfica's excuse. I'm going to use the pandemic as Sporting's fortune of not being the cliff already. So, do I think it's a cliff is here? I do. You know why? And then I said this from a way back, that Benfica is going to take the Campeonato from Sporting no Estádio da Luz, right? If it's going to be for Benfica or for Porto, I don't know. And I hope it's not to give it to Porto. That's my hope, right? But it's all playing out to that game against Benfica na Luz being the Campeonato decider. And I'm just hoping that we kill them, and it's for us.
But you saying Benfica might give the title to Porto, that
means Porto beats us.
Correct. Okay. João Miguel asked the question here, but before I bring the question up on the screen,
I don't even want to answer that one. I
don't
want to answer what João Miguel's asking.
Bill and Jay, are you believing? Do you feel a little belief? Do you think this is a cliff? Do we have a chance? How are you feeling?
I think the pressure of it might be starting to get to some of the players. I think they're being helped by there's no fans in the stadium, but I think 2 bad results back to back. There's a little pressure on them. That's a young team, young coach. The recipe for failure there it's there right now. 2 bad results. They get another bad result this week. They still have to play Braga and Benfica. The potential's there. I don't know.
Just tell me, Bill, do you believe? Ask me.
I'm with Oscar. I'm with Oscar. Sono Vitória. Anda. I'm with Oscar.
A Vitória não acredita. Não acredita ainda. Não acredita.
Jay, what do you think?
I'm not a believer yet. Even though the pressure is starting to get to Sporting. I believe Ruben Amorim got a red card, right? Didn't he
after the game? Yep, he went and yelled at the ref.
I think it's starting to kind of pile up a little bit on him. But if we had probably 12 games left, then maybe. But I don't know. It's tough. In my opinion, it's still going to be tough. I could care less if Porto or Sporting win.
No, dude, don't say that. Don't say that.
I'm going to say what I want to say, okay? Keep on, man. I don't care. As long as, to me, as Benfica win their games, then whoever wins. I never want to see Sporting or Porto win. I always want to see Benfica win, no matter what it is. If I have to choose one, I'd probably lean towards Sporting, but I don't want to because then Paul Pereira was not going to shut the fuck up. But I honestly don't think I'm still not a believer. We need another result, something similar to this week, and hopefully Porto loses points as well.
I have a question for all you guys. If we win now, are we champions?
We are.
If we win now, are we champions?
So we depend on
Sporting losing. Yeah. But do you guys think right now,
if Benfica
wins out, if Benfica wins out,
where's that guaranteed second place?
Champions. They're champions.
Yep.
I don't believe Sporting wins out. And I told Bill's a proof of this. I told Bill on Monday, Sporting was going to drop points against Moreirense, and they did. And I told him on Monday after the game, I'm going to double down, and they're going to drop points on the weekend against Famalicão, and they did.
Place a fucking bet on it.
And I tripled down.
You triple down.
And they're going to lose points against Ferenc. And now I'm going to ask you guys this: if Sporting loses points against Ferenc,
is Sporting home?
Pergunta, no, it's away. Pergunta aí à Vitória. Se o
Sporting drops points.
Perder pontos contra o Ferenc.
We're getting the train ready.
I love how Oscar just busts him up right now.
Jump on.
Listen, if they drop points against Ferenc, are you on the wagon?
Train.
And Benfica wins.
How many games will be left?
Espera aí, de cada vez que ela não está a ouvir. Olha, escuta.
Vitória, se o Sporting perder pontos em Faro e o Benfica ganhar em casa contra o Gil Vicente, depois entras no comboio ou ainda ficas de fora?
Who does Porto play this week?
Ela disse that she only believes it's when Benfica beats Porto.
Okay. Let's see.
Can't disagree with that either. Unless Porto loses some points somehow, which
no,
I'm still pissed about last week.
If Benfica beats Porto, then it's So Benfica still plays Porto.
There's 6 games between now and Benfica Sporting. 6.
É bom Porto, Benfica.
There are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 between
on
Benfica.
On the fourth game, we play them on the fifth. So that means if we beat Porto, then that's when I become a believer.
It's going to take you that long. I think Sporting drops at least.
But Mike, I've said this from the beginning of the season. I can expect Sporting to lose points. I do that. I was expecting the cliff a long time ago. That's a no-brainer. That's history. We look at a track record, right? We know that, right? The problem is Porto, right? That's my fucking problem. It's Porto.
But we depend on ourselves.
I know we do, but we have to beat them. And look at what happened on the Herrera and started to lose.
Yeah, but it's a much
it
different.
It is, but what happened? The last few seasons, it's like Porto has our number. So until we beat them, that's when I become a believer. That's it. They'll take me to the game.
I know you don't want to jump on the train and get hyped up and then get disappointed. I get it.
I really think you're the only one on this train, Mikey.
No,
I'm driving the fucking train, dude.
If Porto play Benfica this Saturday coming up and Benfica beat them, I'll jump on the train right now.
Okay.
Even 8 points behind Sporting.
Between now, I talked to Kenny about it offline the other day. The way things are going, I'm sticking by Sporting loses points against Ferenc this weekend. And if things continue the way they are, I was talking to Kenny, that game, Benfica Sporting, could have implications for the 3 when it comes to the title. Like, shit could be tight when they play at the side of the lose in the second to last game. So they could all still be in play for that game. So would be an interesting end to the season, to say the least. Joe Miguel's question here. Question for you all. Would you rather Sporting be champion or have the possibility to hand Porto a title? Billy.
Oh my! I had that question. I think I asked myself that question and answered it like a long time ago.
Like 2 months ago. So now that the tables have changed, Billy, conta me.
I'd rather give Sporting the title.
So you rather lose to Sporting, side to lose at home?
Dude, let them have one every 20 years. While I don't want to fucking deal with it.
See, no matter what, I want Benfica to win the game.
I agree, but if
that makes Porto win champions, like I said, I don't care. If we're not going to win it, then I don't give a shit. I don't care. They can go celebrate another championship. I really don't care. As long as my team wins, fuck that. And then us lose, no. That's double the fucking whammy for Paul.
Oscar, andas a pensar aí muito. What do you think?
No, I'm just thinking. After the Sporting game, we play Guimarães away, right?
After the Sporting game,
it's our last game of the season.
We go to Guimarães.
Yeah, I don't want to lose a game against Sporting side to lose. I want to win that game. If that game decides the campeonato, so be it. I called it, and I'll win a dinner against Paul. So fuck it, and that's another campeonato for Porto. That if we give it to them, and I'll tell you one thing. I'll never it'll be so funny because I think that game, if Porto beats us and they're in the driver's seat if Benfica beats Sporting, they go in first. I think that game I'm gonna watch with a bunch of Portistas because I want to see them celebrate Benfica goal. And I'll record it.
And we all know once Oscar records something.
Oh yeah, it's going on Facebook.
It's for eternity.
Jesus Christ. You
Forever.
should see like Top Golf the other day.
Oh yeah. All right. So we still got some hesitation here. Kenny's on the train with me. He's on the passenger seat over here in the conductor.
I know my brother. He
And
is
he's
not
getting no
next to me
tickets.
at all.
Guys,
he is not next
you
to
don't
me.
know. We had a private conversation. Don't
No
lie.
way in hell
Don't
Kenny's
lie to
next to
yourself. He's convinced. I convinced him. You know, I started the work last week. He's on the train over here next to me. He's off camera. He's shy. He's got a migraine. He doesn't want to come on camera. But he's on the side over here, the passenger seat with me. And next week, on Monday, I'm going to ask you the same question. Are you on the damn train? The tickets are going to keep getting more expensive, so you better buy them sooner rather than later.
I'll pay the top price once the I don't care.
You go to the back, and it's not fun in the back. It gets hot back there.
8 games, dude. 8 games left. That's not too many.
There's still a lot to be played, my friends.
24.
Like
24.
JJ said a month or so ago. Ainda muito frango para virar.
The crazy thing is Sporting still hasn't lost a game. It's just all
They
draws.
haven't.
That's crazy.
Benfica's already lost. Benfica's already had a season. I can't remember what year it was where they didn't lose a game, but they also weren't champions. So it's possible.
No, but Benfica has to be Sport in order to be champions. So they would have to lose.
I know.
So now another thing. If Porto loses a game like next week and Benfica wins against Gil Vicente, Porto and Benfica are tied for points, right? Now, do you think
Let's go play at Nacional. That's a tough game.
No, that's not sucking, but still, Ilha is a Ilha. That's still
I
tough.
feel like every time you play over there, it's always tough.
Manuel Machado's a suckbag, dude. The guy's terrible. Keep going, Oscar.
Yeah, so even tying with Porto points, like it still scares the shit out of me because playing head to head. I think it's once I let Porto go head to head and we're in the driver's seat, then that's when I become like, let's go. This is a rocket taking off right now. But it's for real.
Like what?
Like taking off a spaceship, fucking rocket. But until the moon, dude, until the moon. That's gonna dodge it up.
No.
But until that game, it's like there's something weighing me down. Like don't jump yet. It's that game is gonna be my decider. I cannot.
Okay.
I just hope it goes my way.
Right. Miguel says join him in the back of the train. He's hanging out back there.
Yeah, he's putting all the coal into the third.
Yeah, and we're getting ready to take off like a rocket, like us.
To the moon.
Fucking kid.
All right, so we still got some hesitancy. That's fine. I understand. I know you guys don't want to get the expectations too high and then be disappointed. I get it, but that's fine. The train's going to keep chugging along. Whenever you guys want to jump in, I'll open the door. Last question that I wanted to ask you guys. This is going to generate a little bit of debate, a little bit of different names here. For all of the Benfica players that you guys have seen in our lifetime, seen play, the non-Portuguese players, who would you say is your top 5? Non-Portuguese. And it can be your top 5 based on because they're your favorite, because you thought they were good.
Who's going first?
Oscar's writing notes over here. Vitoria's making a list too.
All right,
you can spitball. We can throw names up.
I'll say Jonas, Cardozo. I love Niku. I loved Enzo. And I'm going to go Aymar.
Damn. No David Luiz?
Oh, shit. Actually.
I thought for sure he was the first one on the list.
He is. Oh, man. I'd probably take out Enzo then. Enzo Perez and put David Luiz. You're right.
All right. Those of you guys that are listening, give us your top 5 non-Portuguese players that you've seen play on Benfica.
It would be David Luiz, Nico, 1 and 2 for me because those two were my 2 favorites.
So you got Nico, David Luiz, Gaetan, Jonas, and who was the other one?
Cardozo.
And Cardozo. Okay, so good. This is solid. João Miguel says.
Oh, Pavorsky was a nice one too.
Those are Jonas, Nico, Pavorsky, Luizão.
That's solid.
João Miguel doesn't fucking remember Pavorsky. Kid's full of shit. And then Irlanda knew fucking YouTube.
I was probably like 7 or 8. That kid must have been like.
No, we were older. He was there in 98. I want to say. Yeah, he was. 98. He was 5. Vai-te a foder. Ainda mijavas nas botas.
All right, I got mine.
Milton says Jonas, David Luiz, Ederson, Aymar, Nico.
No, I have Cardozo is my guy. Jonas, Luizão, Leo. So I have to take 2 defenders, Luizão and Leo, and I'll block as my goalkeeper. This will be a 5-on-5. Nobody will beat him.
Okay.
Dude, get the fuck out of here.
Wait, what was it again? I missed the other 2.
Oscar, Jonas, Luizão, Leo, and I'll block.
Okay.
I like my Leo guy. Leo was fucking a machine.
Leo was a machine, dude. He was a workhorse.
He wouldn't be my top 5. I don't even think he would probably be in my top 10, to be honest with you.
So I have 4.
I do like Aymar, but I'm.
Oscar's hesitating now. He doesn't know.
João Miguel, cut the shit. Jota ran out.
Jota, só são 2. Já não queres adicionar mais? Jonas and Aymar.
It's really tough just to name 5.
Yeah, I have Aymar, Jonas, Nico, Luizão.
Aymar, Jonas, Nico.
5th.
So Jonas is consistent, it sounds. Milton says Leo for this.
I think Jonas and Nico. Ross, what did you didn't say Nico, right? No. I fucking love Nico.
I would say for me it would definitely be Cardozo, Jonas, Luizão, I think is an automatic.
You have to put a goalkeeper. That we have the best goalkeepers, the best to Portugal.
If I had to pick a goalkeeper, it'd have to be Perdón.
Yeah, I would say Pedro.
Yeah.
And then a 5th one.
I thought about Feja too, but I mean he got hurt too many times.
Feja was a fucking machine.
Machine. On top, on his prime, machine.
Dude, he was so good. Who would be my 5th? There's so many different.
Dude, about even
that's where I'm at right now.
was there for 1 year. Witzel was a machine for that 1 year.
Yeah.
Javi Garcia was another.
Di Maria.
Di Maria only had 1 good season and he left.
Garay.
Yeah, but dude, he was filthy.
Garay was another one.
Rodrigo.
Lima. Look at Lima.
Guy, Rodrigo and Cardozo partnership was nice.
I wouldn't put Rodrigo in my top 5.
Markovic?
No, probably wouldn't. No,
No, not Markovic. But Lima was better than Markovic, to be honest with you.
Were you gonna say Ola John?
Fuck no.
Jesus.
Vitogu was not bad.
Yeah.
He wasn't a top.
Oh, how about?
top
I'm
5.
surprised you didn't name one of those Greek guys, dude. Mikey used to love those Gregonis. Katsouranis,
Katsouranis was good. That I did love me some Katsouranis. Manny Ramirez.
Nice.
But nobody surprised. Nobody says. Hey, I'm surprised nobody says Salvio, huh?
I was thinking about that too.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Saviola.
Savio's
only
another
there for a
one.
little bit, but Savio's did a lot of seasons. He was a machine in that right side.
Dangerous, dude. If that guy never really got hurt as much as he did, you could have been unbelievable.
So good.
Man.
Maxi Pereira.
Maxi,
fuck him. He can go and dig himself a hole.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. When
That's the guy
when that kid, hey Mike, when Guillermo called him a fear the puta on his Benfiquista, I was like, yeah.
Oh yeah.
You pretty much said what every single Benfiquista wanted to say.
Yeah. Milton says nobody picked Binya or Mark Zorro.
No.
I guess with those 2 names, before we sign off, if you had to pick one player that played for Benfica, not a player that we signed and didn't play, one player that played for Benfica that you absolutely hated, who would it be?
Fernando Aguiar, the guy is horrible.
Don't talk shit, dude. He'll come and find you and beat you up.
Dude, that guy was like legit. How did he play against in Benfica?
Dude, honestly, I would say Emerson. I really never liked that guy with the left back. I hated him, and I was like, why the hell do we ever fucking pay money for this dude?
I agree with that. I got another interesting one for you. Remember Bruno Cortez?
Yeah.
He's the left back, right?
Yeah, terrible.
He was like
Who's that guy? Who's that guy that we signed from Real Madrid? Something Barbosa.
Gabby Goal?
No. Barbosa. There's another one.
He played in the
winger.
first.
He was a winger.
Yeah, he played in the first. And he played in the first. He still plays in the first league.
Yeah.
Too.
Jota says Andre Almeida and PZ. Oscar no vai assistir com a vitória.
Say it to me. Say it again.
Dude, what was that guy's name? I'm gonna look him up.
We signed him from Real Madrid?
I think he came from Real.
Yeah.
He was such a fucking bomb, dude.
I know what you're talking about.
Wait, Feliciano Barbosa? Who the hell is this guy?
No.
No, that's old. Who the hell are you talking about?
Balboa.
Balboa.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
Balboa.
He wasn't bad. He wasn't terrible. He still plays good. He still plays good now. He's not terrible.
Is he in? I think he's in Spain. Javier Balboa. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Who was the
Benfica signed another guy from
like a
Real
blonde
Madrid.
forward?
Paulo Nunes?
No.
Yeah, it is Balboa. That guy sucked.
How was his name?
Blonde forward. Carrison?
No, he was Brazilian.
But
This guy was from like
Carrison.
no, he was from like
fine.
Sweden or some shit. Oh, I can't fucking remember his name.
Blonde.
I think he was blonde.
No, the only Swedish striker that Benfica had was Pringle.
Swedish? How about Schwartz? Wasn't that guy?
Schwartz was a midfielder and a left back. They had Magnussen, Jonas Stern, but striker was Pringle. He sucked.
Oh, he was terrible.
Yeah. All right.
Very nice, guys. We named him.
Oscar's upset. Oh, Anders Anderson. He was another midfielder.
Hey, I'm surprised you guys didn't say Nuno Tavares for all the fucking hate that.
No, I mean he's not top. He's not the worst Benfica's had. Yes, he crosses good.
I was gonna ask this.
fucking kid.
I was gonna ask this earlier and I didn't, but now that we have a little bit of time, if Benfica plays a 3-back, do you think Nuno Tavares would flourish more with a 3-back and as a wing back?
Yeah,
I think you'll do better. Just like Grimaldo does better, and that like Diogo Gonçalves does better. I think pushed up because he's. But I mean, he does cross the ball pretty good. So as long as he doesn't have to defend.
Oscar starts to give him props, and then he starts to backpedal. Like, wait a minute, my brain's telling me I'm saying good things about him. I can't.
I know. I can't. I really can't. I know, but we haven't tried it. I love to see him as a wing back come in when we're winning 7-0.
Milton says I hated Roberto. I did not like him either.
Yeah.
I didn't like him, but I don't think he was the worst. I think he was overpriced goalkeeper, but he had some games with us that were like looked like he was like Prodom or some shit. Like he had good games with us. He let in a bunch of frangos, but he had a good games. Like almost like Artur. Artur had bad games. Like, oh my god, everything goes in. And then some games he saved against Ronaldinho in Barcelona. I'm like, what the fuck is this guy? Where's Artur coming from?
How about Mureto?
I didn't mind him.
Oh shit, that's what I was talking about. Moreto, not Artur. Yeah, Moreto. He saved the PK against Ronaldinho Evolution. Then again,
I'm not lying. I'm looking at the 2000-2001 season, and we had some terrible players on this team.
In that year, hey, he scored a couple nice goals.
Yeah, Caradas he scored goals.
Yeah. What?
Hey, I hate to bring somebody like, but I really wasn't a fan of Jankowski's in Ferreira, to be honest with you.
I don't think you. I mean, I wasn't a fan of Jankowski's, but I wasn't.
Really gonna have to talk shit about Ferreira. Come on.
I'm not, but we're talking about players.
Jay, you think that team was bad? Go back a couple more years.
Hey, how about this? Did you guys ever think Manish was a good player for us? Like, I know he ended up having a good career after, but when he played for Benfica, he was on this team, and he didn't do that well.
I didn't think so. Milton says Luis Felipe the right back.
So AJ Deco didn't do good that well either that season.
Yeah, dude, to be honest, like,
but it doesn't mean they're not the worst. I think we just didn't give them a chance, or that we didn't have the right coaching.
No, I mean that year was young. You and Hikes, I can't even. Mourinho was the assistant coach.
Yeah,
Luizinho's another good shout. I didn't think he was good either.
Makakula.
You guys, oh my god, dude, Maluku.
I don't even know how to say that dude's name.
Do you guys remember Amoreirinha? It's another throwback. Then we had some bad guys.
Eu tinha aqui bom.
Dean Saunders.
Terrible.
Freddie Edu.
Oh my god.
Dude, he scored some goals for us. They were decent.
Stop.
At least I'll give him that. At least he did score goals for us.
He scored against
Miguel just showed the Kiki Fonseca one. That guy fucking was horrible.
Yeah.
Do you remember the celebration?
He beat us. Was it? I forget a celebration. What did
he used to fucking like an eagle, like we thought
eagle. Yeah.
Mark Pembridge.
Redhead. You remember him? He was a ginger.
Fucking dude, this 1998 team is terrible.
That was what's his name?
Years.
Brian Dean, Pepe, Michael Thomas.
That was Graham Sonus's years. And then he left.
The coach was good.
And then he said when he left, he got fired. He said that Valias Vidu was the biggest crook, and for Benfica fans to be careful. Shit, he didn't lie.
Oh shit, Josh Cadet was on this team too.
Yeah.
Gomes, Calado, João Pinto, Paulo Madeira, Pedro Homem.
Remember him?
Yep. Uchinikov.
Yeah, we had some rough years.
Anything
else?
A player that's on the
Are we
spot
doing
now.
predictions for next week or what?
Yeah, we can do it. What was you gonna say, Bill?
Chicão.
Yo, your brother just named a good one. Yannick.
Jalal.
Probably
So
played like
bad.
3 games.
Laurent Robert.
Dude,
Except for that one goal.
Laura Robert, just a goal against Sport Vitor Bahia.
I was about to say that one goal. That's
Man.
it.
He's
He's
top
fine.
10 for that.
Yeah, through from the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that was a tough
Roger.
feature.
I remember the Brazilian guy named Roger.
Roger, he was good. His problem was is that
he was all right.
he was into extracurricular activities, going out and shit. And then I don't know if you saw one of the guys, Judy Seach. I actually had high hopes for him.
Dude,
I just
everyone
think he didn't
did.
get a shot. He's in Italy now. I think he's at Sampdoria.
Wait, that's the Serbian kid, right? I remember when Portugal played. We came in. I was like, wait, I know that.
He was playing. He played for the national team.
I was like, I know that kid from somewhere. Then I clicked in my head. I'm like, oh, we signed him.
He was at Herenveen, and then I think he's in Italy now. Anything else that you boys want to discuss before we jump on preliminary predictions for the next game? Victoria, have anything else to say? Or her sister?
She's happy.
Okay. All right.
So that's a shooting out of he.
I'm gonna buy her a ticket for the train.
You gotta buy her a jersey, dude.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Next week she's got something.
Yeah, she's all here naked and shit.
Na pro Cruz dos Largatos.
All right. Benfica you'll be sent. I guess prediction league wise, no one got the score right this past weekend.
How many points am I behind?
The week before, hold on, let me just bring it up real quick. Oscar and Campos are in first place still, tied. They have 22 points now. Jay, you are in third with 19 points.
Coming for you, bitch.
I'm tied with Kenny in sixth and seventh with 17 points. Billy, if you want to jump on the train, we can start recording your predictions now that you're in the chat. There's 8 games left, so you can still make up ground. 3 points if you get the result exact. 1
If I
point
get everything wrong from now on, he might tie me.
He could pass you.
No, he's not going to pass me. He's going to get some wrong.
He could. You never know. Maybe
Oscar's getting the same clip the sport thing.
Yeah, you never know. Oscar and Jota are fighting for the title right now, and Jay's not too far behind. One mistake, Oscar. Careful, don't slip on the cliff.
I'm creeping on you.
Bill, I'll start with you. Benfica Gil Vicente is 10th, 28 points. They are 4 points clear of the relegation zone. So even 9th place is only 5 points clear of the relegation zone, which is Portimonense. So from 9th to the bottom, no one's safe. Right? Like there's a small gap. Points are going to be at a premium. Gil Vicente has won 3 of their last 5. They just lost against Moreirense at home, 2-1. Benfica beat them the away leg with that red card. That idiot that got 2 yellow cards in a matter of like 10 minutes. Bill, what's your prediction?
I'm going to go 3-0. Keep the clean sheet train going.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the common result, 2-0. Still keeping the clean sheet, and I'll give Victoria said 5-0 because she wants to be back next week.
Okay. So wait, Oscar, what did you say? You said 3-0?
2.
I said 3.
I'm gonna go 3-1.
Damn, you're saying we concede?
We haven't in a while. I think we get one. They get one.
Ooh, okay.
I got to switch things up, too. Oscar took my score.
That's a good approach. I'm going to go 4-0. Freitas on the Portuguese podcast predicts 4-0 every week, and he bets a euro on it every week.
Eventually, he's going to get right.
He was hopeful that it was going to hit this weekend, and they fucked him over. They scored too many goals.
Was he crying with Darwin?
Yeah, maybe. So
He's like, that boot.
I'm going to predict that we win 4-0. I'm going to jump on the Freitas train. 4-0 is my prediction. All right. So we got 3 clean sheets. We got 1 goal conceded here. Jay's going to break that trend. I think we take that clean sheet train to the following week. And when we're back next Tuesday or next Monday, Benfica will be 7 points back of the little lizards.
So what you think? You think they're going to tie again? Why not a loss? Why not a loss?
I think they're going to tie. And then
fucking get a loss.
And then they're going to lose to Braga. And then they'll tie another game, and Benfica will be.
Dude, that means they definitely got off the cliff. That's like 4 or 5 straight games in a row.
And their parachute, Oscar poked holes in it. So be careful.
No, the Vitória did.
Hey guys, so let's Porto plays Chelsea this week, and then they go to the Ilha, and Nacional is 3 points behind they need to get at least 3 points to be on right there to make it to stay in the first division, right?
Yeah, and then they have Moreirense and then Famalicão, which are the teams that Sporting just.
I know, but I think Porto's gonna have a hard time against Nacional.
I think Porto smashes Nacional. Nacional has a fucking one-way ticket to the second division. They're terrible. Their manager is terrible. They're absolute shit.
Yeah, but they also only have 1 point.
Are you driving that train too?
Wait, hey Mike, you just said Mike, you just said that the Porto's gonna Sparta's gonna lose points against Farense. Yeah, Farense is 1 point ahead of Nacional.
Farense is a better team than Benfica.
Benfica tied. They have a Tavares kid over there. Dude.
Benfica tied Farense, and Porto beat Farense away with a handball, which I don't know how the hell they didn't call that penalty. I don't know if you guys remember, but Porto struggled there. Benfica struggled there. I don't see Sporting not struggling there, given the pressure that they're in. I think Farense is a better team. Nacional conceded 5 against Santa Clara. They conceded 5 against Portimonense. They conceded 2. They've scored like 3 goals in their last 5, and they've conceded like fucking 49. So I don't see Taremi's probably going to score 5 goals, maybe get 2 penalties. I don't see Nacional even touching Porto this weekend, even if they play Chelsea.
So I just looked at Sporting's schedule, and they have a pretty tough schedule.
Can you let me know how Benfica did against Nacional and then lose?
How Benfica? We tied them.
Of course.
Yeah, I know we tied them, but we also played like shit. Benfica shouldn't have tied them. But again,
Porto's gonna be tired from the. I'm sure they're still gonna go the A team to Chelsea, even though they lost 2-0. I think they're gonna try to. That's 2-0. All it takes is the first goal, and then it's game. So I think they're gonna go all out, and then they come back to go to the Ilha. I don't know. I see them struggling too.
You could be right. I'd be surprised though.
Porto plays tomorrow, Saturday, and then Wednesday again. That's 3
games. They play Wednesday.
Wednesday they play Guimarães.
Really?
That's what it says. Chelsea tomorrow, Nacional Saturday, and then Wednesday the 21st against Guimarães at 11 a.m. Which I don't understand that.
I wonder why there's because that hasn't been scheduled.
Then,
yeah, that's why.
Why?
Because then it says Sunday again, the 25th against Moreirense. So.
Yeah, but see how they're all 11 o'clock? I don't think the league has released those schedules. I don't know why they would have they could have a midweek game. I'd be surprised, but they could.
That makes me think if Benfica plays next week, too.
Next Monday, we're going to be a little bit closer. And that train is going to be chugging along. Next Monday, tickets double in price. So,
that's right. I'll pay the double price. If we're like 5, 7 or 6 points, I might hop on.
Okay. All right. Well,
I said might.
By that time, it might be full. You'll have to run along the side of the train.
I'll get some exercise then.
Okay, there you go. Burn some calories. All right. Thank you to all of those listening. Thank you to all of those watching in the chat as well. There's a few new names in there. Some of the regulars. Appreciate it. Jota staying up late to listen to us. We had our first comments on Twitch. Tortilla Thriller, I did like his comment. The Beard Boys.
Dream, boys,
Yeah,
dream.
there you go, Dream. That's the name of my train. The Dream Train. Not to be confused with Exotic Dream Rentals.
Hey,
Hey.
But
Okay.
yeah, you gotta
Beard
dream.
boys, huh?
Yeah, the beard. I thought about it. I had to look. I'm like, oh shit, we all got a beard. So thanks to everyone in the chat. Take a second if you could, if you like what we do. If you don't like what we do, take a second anyways. Like it, share it, follow our page, subscribe to us on YouTube, Instagram as well. We are on the border of breaking 11,000 on Facebook. So
Here we go.
chugging along. We've been averaging about 1,000 a week, more or less. So hopefully we hit 11,000 in the next day or two. Boys, it's been real. Appreciate having a conversation. Thought it was productive, entertaining.
Not even a shout
I
out.
was just gonna say, let me finish, dude.
Call
Victoria,
me, man. Fuck.
Victoria,
Watch out, dude. Don't get close to that beak, dude.
Victoria, thank you for joining us. We appreciate your thoughts. And Victoria's sister, thank you
if
too
you-
for making the appearance.
If you wanna follow Victoria, it's Victoria at Casa Largados.
Hey, now you gotta fuck. Hey, now you gotta do a.
Now you
gotta make it.
You have to
You
make an
have to make
IG. You have to make it now.
It's gonna go viral.
Every single week you have to make a post. Win or
Oh
lose.
my god, I like that idea.
Dude, I'm telling you, that shit might go viral. You never
There's
know.
your challenge. There's your challenge. All right,
That's
we'll be
right.
back on Wednesday with the Portuguese podcast at 4:30 Eastern, 9:30 Lisbon time, and then we will be back next Monday to keep that train rolling. Dream, baby, dream.
Here we go.
Boys, have
Hey,
a good night.
guys.
Here we go,
Speak to us
boys.
next week.
Later, boys.